CISSP test questions and answers. Question 1 of 20. 1. What is the primary goal of change management? A. Maintaining documentation. B. Keeping users informed of changes. C. Allowing rollback of failed changes. D. Preventing security compromises. The correct answer is D. The prevention of security compromises is the primary goal of change management. Question 2 of 20. 2. What ensures that the subject of an activity or event cannot deny that the event occurred? A. CIA triad. B. Abstraction. C. Non-repudiation. D. Hash totals. The correct answer is C. Non-repudiation ensures that the subject of an activity or event cannot deny that the event occurred. Question 3 of 20. 3. What are the two common data classification schemes? A. Military and private sector. B. Personal and government. C. Private sector and unrestricted sector. D. Classified and unclassified. The correct answer is A. Military, or government, and private sector, or commercial business, are the two common data classification schemes. Question 4 of 20. 4. All but which of the following items requires awareness for all individuals affected? A. Restricting personal email. B. Recording phone conversations. C. Gathering information about surfing habits. D. A backup mechanism used to retain email messages. The correct answer is D. Users should be aware that email messages are retained, but the backup mechanism used to perform this operation does not need to be disclosed to them. Question 5 of 20. 5. Vulnerabilities and risks are evaluated based on their threats against which of the following? A. One or more of the CIA triad principles. B. Data usefulness. C. Due care. D. Extent of liability. The correct answer is A. Vulnerabilities and risks are evaluated based on their threats against one or more of the CIA triad principles. Question 6 of 20. 6. STRIDE is often used in relation to assessing threats against applications or operating systems. Which of the following is not an element of STRIDE? A. Spoofing. B. Elevation of privilege. C. Repudiation. D. Direct access attack. E. Tampering. F. Information disclosure. The correct answer is D. Direct access attack is not an element of STRIDE. The elements of STRIDE are spoofing, tampering, repudiation, information disclosure, privacy breach or data leak, denial of service, and elevation of privilege. Question 7 of 20. 7. Which of the following is typically not a characteristic considered when classifying data? A. Value. B. Size of object. C. Useful lifetime. D. National security implications. The correct answer is B. Size is not a criterion for establishing data classification. When classifying an object, you should take value, lifetime, and security implications into consideration. Question 8 of 20. 8. Which of the following is not considered a violation of confidentiality? A. Stealing passwords. B. Eavesdropping. C. Hardware destruction. D. Social engineering. The correct answer is C. Hardware destruction is a violation of availability and possibly integrity. Violations of confidentiality include capturing network traffic, stealing password files, social engineering, port scanning, shoulder surfing, eavesdropping, and sniffing. Question 9 of 20. 9. What is the primary objective of data classification schemes? A. To control access to objects for authorized subjects. B. Formalize and stratify the process of securing data based on assigned labels of importance and sensitivity. C. To establish a transaction trail for auditing accountability. D. To manipulate access controls to provide for the most efficient means to grant or restrict functionality. The correct answer is B. The primary objective of data classification schemes is to formalize and stratify the process of securing data based on assigned labels of importance and sensitivity. Question 10 of 20. 10. Which of the following contains the primary goals and objectives of security? A. A network's border perimeter. B. CIA triad. C. A standalone system. D. The Internet. The correct answer is B. The primary goals and objectives of security are confidentiality, integrity, and availability, commonly referred to as the CIA triad. Question 11 of 20. 11. Which commercial business/private sector data classification is used to control information about individuals within an organization? A. Confidential. B. Private. C. Sensitive. D. Proprietary. The correct answer is B. The commercial business/private sector data classification of private is used to protect information about individuals. Question 12 of 20. 12. Dash refers to keeping information confidential that is personally identifiable or that might cause harm, embarrassment, or disgrace to someone if revealed. A. Seclusion. B. Concealment. C. Privacy. D. Criticality. The correct answer is C. Privacy refers to keeping information confidential that is personally identifiable or which might cause harm, embarrassment, or disgrace to someone if revealed. Seclusion is to store something in an out-of-the-way location. Concealment is the act of hiding or preventing disclosure. The level to which information is mission critical is its measure of criticality. Question 13 of 20. 13. Which of the following is a principle of the CIA triad that means authorized subjects are granted timely and uninterrupted access to objects? A. Identification. B. Availability. C. Encryption. D. Layering. The correct answer is B. Availability means that authorized subjects are granted timely and uninterrupted access to objects. Question 14 of 20. 14. Data classifications are used to focus security controls overall, but which of the following? A. Storage. B. Processing. C. Layering. D. Transfer. The correct answer is C. Layering is a core aspect of security mechanisms, but it is not a focus of data classifications. Question 15 of 20. 15. What element of data categorization management can override all other forms of access control? A. Classification. B. Physical access. C. Custodian responsibilities. D. Taking ownership. The correct answer is D. Ownership grants an entity full capabilities and privileges over the object they own. The ability to take ownership is often granted to the most powerful accounts in an operating system because it can be used to overstep any access control limitations otherwise implemented. Question 16 of 20. 16. Which of the following is the most important and distinctive concept in relation to layered security? A. Multiple. B. Series. C. Parallel. D. Filter. The correct answer is B. Layering is the deployment of multiple security mechanisms in a series. When security restrictions are performed in a series, they are performed one after the other in a linear fashion. Therefore, a single failure of a security control does not render the entire solution ineffective. Question 17 of 20. 17. Which of the following is the lowest military data classification for classified data? A. Sensitive. B. Secret. C. Proprietary. D. Private. The correct answer is B. Of the options listed, secret is the lowest classified military data classification. Keep in mind that items labeled as confidential, secret, and top secret are collectively known as classified, and confidential is below secret in the list. Question 18 of 20. 18. Which of the following is not considered an example of data hiding? A. Preventing an authorized reader of an object from deleting that object. B. Keeping a database from being accessed by unauthorized visitors. C. Restricting a subject at a lower classification level from accessing data at a higher classification level. D. Preventing an application from accessing hardware directly. The correct answer is A. Preventing an authorized reader of an object from deleting that object is just an example of access control, not data hiding. If you can read an object, it is not hidden from you. Question 19 of 20. 19. If a security mechanism offers availability, then it offers a high level of assurance that authorized subjects can the data, objects, and resources.
A. Control. B. Audit. C. Access. D. Repudiate.
The correct answer is C.
Accessibility of data, objects, and resources is the goal of availability.
If a security mechanism offers availability, then it is highly likely that the data, objects, and resources are accessible to authorized subjects.
Question 20 of 20. 20. Which of the following is not true? A. Violations of confidentiality include human error. B. Violations of confidentiality include management oversight. C. Violations of confidentiality are limited to direct intentional attacks. D. Violations of confidentiality can occur when a transmission is not properly encrypted. The correct answer is C. Violations of confidentiality are not limited to direct intentional attacks. Many instances of unauthorized disclosure of sensitive or confidential information are due to human error, oversight, or ineptitude.